Marlayna Tuiasosopo is a first-generation Samoan immigrant, and she is the only Samoan woman in America who is working as an electrical engineer. Although she grew up in the East Bay, steeped in the strict culture of her Samoan family, she somehow made her way to a BA from Stanford and then to USC for a graduate degree in engineering. But none of this was the reason she was nominated for this award. She is the creator of Reading Bonanza in the Park, where she organizes a day of reading, reading activities, and book giveaways in East Palo Alto every year. It's become a beloved community event that brings together local resources, parents, and children to participate in activities that encourage reading. How different is it for a child growing up in a strict Samoan culture from life for a child growing up in a typical American household?
It's a very tight-knit community, so everyone's looking out for each other. It's like, you have like a village raising a child. In American culture, there's this individual ambition focused, whereas in Samoan culture, there's a hierarchy, and so everybody knows their role and does whatever the chief tells them to. So there's this, you don't have this, where they're asking you your opinion, which I think is very different for from American culture. No one's gonna, you also don't talk back. Most kids, right, if they're acting out, they're going to get extreme discipline. And so I would say that it starts off that, so that can create some really great high-achieving Samoans like it did for me, or on the other hand, there's other effects like children resorting to alcohol and drugs and gangs and even suicide. So most people don't realize, but Samoa has one of the highest suicide rates in the world.
Wow.
And that's one of the effects. Another effect is domestic violence. When you're not able to express emotions, it's bottled up and then it comes out in other forms. I basically got kicked out because I was disobedient to my father was the disciplinarian. I was supposed to do my chores at home and do the things that needed to get taken care of at home, and so I would have to actually pretend like I was sleeping to do my homework. So when I was a senior and I got it, I told my father that I got it to Stanford. I don't think he really understood the significance of that. For some reason, I knew that college was my ticket out. Yeah.
So you get in, was it like great relief, easygoing?
There was a big culture shock. I also felt that I was a ghetto girl. At that time, I could barely formulate complete sentences. A couple of my classmates, they went on right after that class and started a company, and that just blew my mind, that the audacity that they had to just do something like that, and because I didn't know anybody that started a company. So it was just getting used to that whole belief system that you could do something, you could start something, you could be a leader, you can start your own company and make good money off of it was just so eye-opening for me.
Now, after you got your master's degree, you went through probably some more difficult searching times.
Yeah, so growing up, I always saw the 10 Commandments as a list of rules of things that, that would make me feel bad, basically about myself. Then somebody brought the verse to me, for God so loved the world. It doesn't say God loved only the good people. I couldn't imagine that somebody with even higher authority could love somebody despite all their flaws. I think when you when you have this belief that your Creator loves you, it really grounds your soul, and there's something about that when you don't have to worry that there's this being out there that that wants the worst for you. He actually wants the best for you, and so you can walk around and not have to worry about and carry this fear or shame.
So you had said when we first met that you walked the dish behind Stanford having conversations with God, and out of it came the Reading Project.
I was trying to think about what actually allowed me to go to a school like Stanford, where a lot of my peers didn't even graduate high school. And I remember my mother took me to the library often when I was young, and so that's where I fell in love with books, and I could read at a young age. And so, and I think that was before I went to kindergarten, I could read, and I think that was the key difference that allowed me to always do well in school. So I think, once you have this, you show kids what they could do and have a high expectation for them, they're gonna rise to that occasion. Anybody that does community service, I think, it warms your heart, and your heart just grows bigger and just wants to give more.